Learners, good morning. I'm Mr. Maseghe and I'll be taking Science Grade 4. So welcome you on board. Let us learn the very simple science that is in our Grade 4. I'm calling it simple because it's not hard. Like today's topic, we are talking about pollution. Pollution. I believe it's a term that we have had more than once or we have encountered many times. Now, learner, what is the meaning of the term pollution? What is the meaning of the term pollution? Yes, you can try. Now, remember, if it were in our normal school day, you could have gone maybe outside there, try to see the environment. How is it? Is it clean or it is dirty? In other words, when you talk about pollution, it means dirtifying. You look at the environment and you look, it has been actually made. It is not actually clean. That's what we're talking about here. So pollution in essence means any substance, it is any substance that is harmful, any substance that is harmful and poisonous to the environment brings about what we are calling pollution. So in a very simple explanation of what pollution is, we can say that pollution is the act of releasing any substance harmful, any substance that is harmful or poisonous to the environment. When we release poisonous substance to the environment, when we pour, for instance, dirty outside there, for instance, after chopping, let's say cabbages, kales, that is kumawik, what remains, we just throw it out there. We are actually doing what? We are polluting the environment. This is what we are calling, they are harmful, because those are some of the things that we can't use. So what is air pollution? Air pollution is the presence of this material we are calling harmful to the living things. The presence of materials in the air that cause harm to the living things. When all these materials are actually out there in the air and they are harmful to the living thing, because you know that one of the characteristics of living things is breathing or respiration. One of the very fundamental characteristics of living things. They have to breathe in and out. And therefore, when the air is polluted, it means that it is toxic. It is unfit for breathing. It might go on to destroy various body organs. Therefore, we can say substance that cause harm to the living things, we call them pollutants. Now, from this air pollution, we shall go to pollutants. So, Lana, what is the meaning of the term pollutants? Pollutants, these are the actually substances that cause harm to the living things. Anything that causes harm to the living things, we're calling it pollutants there. And therefore, thus, pollutants present in the air, they cause air pollution. When these pollutants are in the air, we call it air pollution. When they are in the water, we call it water pollution. I think, Lana, we are together up to there. Now, maybe the most common types of air pollutants that we know we can name, yes, one, most common air pollutants. Pollutants are, we name them, we can say, Lana, the one that we know in our homes, we have what we call smoke, is one of them. It's smoke. Now, how does smoke become an air pollutant? Or how is it an air pollutant? Lana? Smoke causes irritation of the eyes. Many a times when, for instance, you are cooking, maybe for those who use firewood, they use charcoal. Now, when you want that charcoal actually to start, you want to start cooking, you are preparing yourself to cook. You have to make sure that the charcoal has actually gotten, has lit meaning it is able, it is not releasing smoke, but it has actually caught, the right word, maybe caught fire well. Now, if you're using firewood, the case is different. Because most of the time you're supposed to, actually, you'll find that smoke will be released from, because the firewood burns. Now, this smoke, in most cases, end up irritating your eyes, and you find yourself, maybe, your eyes releasing what? Tears. Because of smoke. That is one aspect of pollutants in the air. Secondly, we have dust. Now, think of a road that is dusty. And the vehicle are passing. When they pass, air carries plenty of that dust. Meaning even the driver who, for instance, if there are so many cars following one another, it becomes very hard for the one, for instance, who is behind to see the road clearly. So visibility is affected because of dust. Dust is carried by air, and when it mixes with air, it lowers visibility. You can't see. And this one is more so to the drivers and also pedestrians, those who are walking by using maybe by legs. Then another thing, bad smell. And more so, we find that we are living in a town here. We find there are places set aside for garbage, throwing away of garbage. These places are very horrific. Horrific means they are not good when it comes to maybe when you pass, there is a very stingy smell, and this smell, obviously, does what? It pollutes the air. You'll find as you are passing, maybe in such place, you'll find that the air that you'll breathe, it will be totally different, and it will be very bad. That's why we are calling it bad smell. Now, this bad smell, we don't need bad smell. What we need is good air. It's not clean air. Human beings need clean air. Air without impurities, air that is clean. It has no smell. Now, when air smells, it means it has been contaminated. Lana. Now, bad smell from dirty, for instance, dirty toilets, leave alone the garbage area. Look at the toilets. Now, in school, we have our toilets here. If they are not well washed, you'll find that they will start smelling. So they'll actually release very stingy smell, very uncomfortable one, meaning you won't be able to go there and help yourself. So our toilets should be clean so that we are able to use them. Another thing, rotting of matter anywhere, for instance, on the roadside, for instance, what I call poor disposal of human waste. Some people like very much doing this. For instance, in those rural areas, one goes to the beside the road and does his thing there. I know what I know you mean. You know what I mean here. That is, somebody goes to the roadside, helps himself there, and leaves that dust there. Now, when other people are passing, definitely that thing will start smelling. It will actually make the air dirty or unclean. Therefore, it's advisable that we use our toilets every time we want to help ourselves. Not in the bushes, not beside the roads, not anywhere, so that we are able to keep our environment clean. Now, it's our responsibility to learn to take care of our environment. If we don't care of the environment, then we are actually going to suffer, because it's we who are going to suffer the same consequences of our action. So it's better we take caution earlier than maybe waiting for actually to look for way to overcome when we are in trouble. Because all these things, they might bring other problems, other diseases, and it's human beings who are going to suffer. And therefore, for us to be able to overcome all those diseases, it's now to take care of the environment and make sure that wherever we are living, wherever we are, it is clean, and we are breathing in enough clean air so that we are able to live, grow well. Now, another thing that you are supposed to know is air without pollutants, or air with no pollutant, is called clean air. This one is very clean. It means it has not been polluted. It doesn't have smoke, gas, or bad smell. And this is the air we need as human beings. Now let's look at the effects. The effects of air pollution. What happens when air is polluted? So we look at the effects. Effects of air pollution. Number one, when air is polluted, the following happens. One, we have also tried to explain there. One, we can say dusty particles on the leaves of plants affect their growth. Meaning that if it's a plant that maybe, and especially this one happens especially in those shambas that are near road, they are near the roads, very close to the roads. Most of the time you find that the most crops that are grown in that particular area, you find that they are discolored, because a lot of time vehicle pass, a lot of dust is blown, and it ends up landing on the crops. Therefore, this one reduces the yield. The crop that, for instance, the farmer was expecting to get plenty of yield, the farmer will end up getting low yield, reducing what the farmer was actually expecting to get. Therefore, the income also goes down. So this one is one actually effect of air pollution. This is to the plants, and also it affects farmers. Then another thing, just as we have talked, number two, smoke. Smoke causes irritation of the eyes, Another thing, as I've said, three, dust affects visibility on the roads. So the drivers or the pedestrian won't be able to see an oncoming vehicle. Therefore, it may result to accidents. So that is also one effect of air pollution. One cannot see what is happening if plenty of air is blown and it covers the entire road. it might cause accidents. It might cause accident. Another thing, we have talked about dust, smoke, and also bad smell. They cause breathing problem. It brings about number 4, breathing problem. Breathing problem. So these are some of the effects, bad effects of air pollution, Lana. And therefore, it is good we take care of the environment so that we can breathe in new, clean, not new, clean air. Now, ways of reducing. Let's look at ways of reducing air pollution. Now, how can we reduce air pollution? How can we reduce air pollution? Now, we can reduce air pollution using the following. One, proper disposal of waste. That is one. Proper disposal of waste. Waste. Yeah, I mean human waste. So, when we dispose this waste well in its rightful place, we are able to actually do what? Is one way, or we are able to reduce air pollution. Because anytime we actually expose or we dispose the same waste anyhowly, we are first interfering with the environment, and secondly, it will bring the very outward smell, very bad smell. And that bad smell will actually do as what? Will actually pollute the clean air that we really actually need. So proper disposal of waste is very important. It's one way of actually reducing air pollution. We go to number 2. How else can we reduce air pollution? Secondly is maybe we have actually sprinkling ash. Where now? In a pit latrine. Sprinkling ash in pit latrine, especially when we go to our rural areas. Not all people have these modern toilets, or like we call them toilets, but we have the pit ones that are dug, a hole is dug, and many times when that it is smelling because of plenty of waste there. So how can we actually make, and that place is always very, very smelly and when uncomfortable. It's a place that nobody actually would like to go. But because of nature, we actually forced to go because there's no other way out. You have to go. But as you go there, that smell irritates you, and therefore the only way maybe we can try to neutralize that smell is maybe we add ash, pour ash on those pit latrine, and by so doing we shall be able to actually try to reduce air pollution within that particular area. So we pour or we sprinkle ash, it will neutralize that bad smell. Then avoid maybe flying toilets whereby this one is more common in area where people are congested, especially in those areas where we have slums. They don't have proper toilets or enough toilets. Therefore, what they use is flying toilets. I think we can stop this air pollution if we dispose. It just goes back there, dispose of waste in its rightful place. Then, another thing that we can also do is proper ventilation. Our houses should have good proper ventilation to allow oxygen to come in and also go out, meaning there is exchange of actually air. So a house there where they don't have good ventilation, people might suffocate because after some time the air inside that place, and there is no place where maybe the air is coming in and out, the no air that was in, after being depleted or finished or being used, you find that people might suffocate. So we need proper houses that are well ventilated for us to actually get proper clean air. Another thing that can also reduce air pollution is sprinkling water on our dusty roads. I've talked about roads being so dusty. Now, because of this, what we call low visibility, it is good such roads are actually poured water so that it will there. After after maybe pouring water, you will find that that dust will subside. So when a vehicle passes, the cloud of air, the cloud of actually dust that used maybe to actually be blown up by air it won't happen, because now the soil particle have been watered, so it is not easy for the air to blow them up again. Therefore, when we sprinkle water on those dusty roads, it's one way of reducing air pollution. Then I think we are together to that point. Therefore, I would like you to do the following as I wonder. So our next lesson, we shall continue to see maybe the various other types of pollution, and try to explain further and how we can actually overcome this problem of pollution. Remember, pollution is our own. We people who make actually create all these things are man-made. They are created by man. And if we are in a position to control learner, we are able to actually do what? Get this air which is clean that we actually need. So the ball is on our side as learners. As we grow up, let's make sure that wherever we are, trees are planted. The trees are very important or very nice because they help us in actually receiving clean air. Therefore, we shall be, if an area has plenty of trees, then we have plenty of supply of clean and fresh air. But in areas where we are cutting trees, then the problem starts there. If you are not going to take care of our environment too, there will be a problem. So it's all to take care of our environment, take care of what we are supposed to do, what we are expected of us as human beings, help yourself at the right place, and everything will be fine. Therefore, for today, learner, I would like you to answer the following questions, very brief questions, then repeat the same for marking through my number. So don't forget, after viewing this video, also answer the following question, then let me mark your work. Let's see if we are on you have understood this lesson. So this is our assignment. So we shall call it lesson 1 because it's our first science lesson. So the question 1, I want you to explain the following terms. You have A. Explain the following terms. 1. Pollution. Then B. Pollutants. Then question 2. Name 3 pollutants. You name 3 pollutants. Then lastly, our last question, that is question 3. You list 4. I'm talking about you list 4 effects of air pollution. And up to there, learner, once you answer all these questions, we shall have done, or we shall be through with our first subtopic, air pollution. And maybe in the next lesson, we shall look at something different, but still on the same topic, air pollution. So I wish you well, answer the question, and repeat the same for marking, so that we actually work together. What I'll call on your end is you work hard. Let's move together. Let's learn together, because We know that learning will resume officially next year, which is so far from now where we are. So I'll urge you to continue following the lessons. Our lesson will always be on Tuesday and on Thursday. So we have 2 lessons per week. Kindly always follow, answer the questions so that we are able to move together. I wish you well as you stay at your home. Stay safe, take care of yourself. Above all, actually, we learned about the guiding and counseling. Kindly follow what we talked during our time here in school. Whatever we taught you, put it in practice, and it will go a long way to help you. I wish you well. I wish you a wonderful time, and may God continue to be with you. And let's meet in our next lesson. Thank you very much.